Jai Hind children. Today we are going to start the first video of the chapter Chemical Reactions and Equation for class 10. So before starting this chapter, I would like to tell everyone that you should have your NCERT books along with you. So before starting this chapter, you should have a very general knowledge about physical change and a chemical change. You have read these two word in your previous classes also. Physical change means, suppose if I am having a piece of a paper, if I am folding that piece of a paper to make a aeroplane or a boat, just what I am doing, I am changing its size, and this change of size can be called as physical change. But if I burn the same paper, I get a black color ash. So burning of a paper would be a chemical change. So let us clarify this physical and chemical change with the definitions given on the screen. The process in which no new chemical substances are formed are called as chemical changes. Examples: melting of ice, evaporation of water, and dissolution of sugar in water. Chemical change: the process in which original substance lose their nature, means they are not in their original form. Now a new substance is formed, and identify and form new chemical substances with different properties. These are called chemical changes. There are some of the list which you can observe in your day-to-day life. The process involving a chemical change is called a chemical reaction. So the examples are turning brown of a freshly cut apple in a air. Second, cooking of food is also a chemical change, because we can't means whenever we cook a food, we can't get the same food back. Third, digestion of food in our body. Fourth, respiration. Fifth, fermentation of grapes. Sixth, burning of candle wax. 7. Burning of a fuel like kerosene, oil, petrol, LPG, etc. Children, you will notice that in all these examples, a very new product is formed. No product is same as the reactant. Now I am going to explain each and every activity given on this page, means given in your NCERT. So activity 1.1. In activity 1.1, what is there? That if you will burn a magnesium ribbon in the presence of oxygen, what you will get? You will get magnesium oxide. You can see on the screen the formula of magnesium oxide is MgO. Now here I have written the whole procedure of burning of a magnesium ribbon. You can pause the video and copy down the procedure. Okay, and what would be the result of it? Whenever we burn a magnesium ribbon in the spirit lamp or a burner, we observe that magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white light, and a white powder of magnesium oxide is obtained. This white powder was not beforehand. So this is a new product which is formed here. See, and if this MgO is treated with H2O, it forms magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide, if we dip this magnesium hydroxide, means this is a white ash. If we dip this white ash in water, and if we make a solution of it, and if we treat this solution, aqua solution of magnesium hydroxide, with red litmus paper, we will see that red litmus paper has turned to blue, and this shows how your magnesium hydroxide is basic in nature. So students, before starting the next activity, I would request everyone to note down each and every observations in all the activities, because these observations will be later on used in this chapter to study the characteristics of chemical reactions. So as per NCERT activity 1.2, what is there in this activity? That we prepare two solutions, one of lead nitrate and another of potassium iodide. We mix these two solutions. You can see here the equations. If we mix these two solutions, we get a yellow PPT of lead iodide, and potassium nitrate as an aqueous solution. So yellow PPT will settle down in the solution. So here a new substance called as of means a new substance of lead iodide is formed. Next, activity 1.3. In this activity, this is a very means you have seen this activity in your previous class also. In this activity, small zinc granules are taken, and these small zinc granules are added in the dilute sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, whatever available to us to you. Now what we observe this, that whenever the zinc granules are added in the hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, we will see, you can see here the reactions. The reaction goes like this: the zinc plus H2SO4 gives ZnSO4 plus hydrogen gas. A good amount of hydrogen gas comes out, and this is called, means this reaction is also called exothermic reaction. Why exothermic reaction? Because children, if we touch the test tube or flask in which the reaction is taking place, it means we will feel the warm, we will feel hot there. So this, the reaction in which the heat is evolved, is called as exothermic reaction. And you can find out or you can detect how the hydrogen gas is coming out. There is a very easy way to detect that which gas is coming out. If we bring a lighted matchstick or a candle near the mouth of a test tube, if it sounds or if it gives a popping sound, then this way we can confirm that hydrogen gas is evolving out. So same goes with the reaction of zinc plus hydrochloric acid. It gives ZnCl2 and hydrogen gas is evolving out. And here it was giving ZnSO4, zinc sulfate, and this ZnCl2 and ZnSO4 both are soluble in the acids, and only hydrogen gas is coming out with the brisk effervescence. So this is all about activity 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. In the next video we will be dealing about the characteristics of chemical reactions.